Yen replied that it was fine since she was just doing her missions and ran into him accidentally. In addition to that, she hadn't even thanked him properly for helping her clear the first world. Zero was confused since Yen's sister had paid him already. Yen clarified that it was from her sister and not her. She introduced herself as Jinan. He asked Zero for his name. Our boy had this doubt for a second as he wasn't expecting this, but he still shook her hand and told her his full name. Yen suggested that they team up to farm monsters. Yue inquired about Yen's class effect. Yen enthusiastically explained that all crowd control skills can be converted into silence, and the crowd control duration would be increased by 30% plus 1 additional second of silence. The cooldown of all skills would also be reduced by 30%. With that, Yue knew that his farming efficiency would rise exponentially thanks to her. Yen asked him where he was going. He replied that he'd drop by Nodding City for a bit. He suggested they meet in their current location after 10 minutes so they could farm together. Yen emitted a soft golden glow on her fingertips. She recalled making a promise to marry whoever helps her break out of the body of calamity. Eventually, she helped herself get off that dreamy state. Back in the city, Yue checked the dropped items from the boss monster. There were 3 equipment pieces and 1 skill book. He decided to sell 1-star equipment, and the remaining item was just enough to boost his current battle power. He wore the Ice-Fire Mobility Boots, which are a grade 2-star mage class monster tamer. When the user attacks their archenemy, the user's agility will increase by 10 for 5 seconds. The effect is unstackable. Yue was pleased with the additional agility. Next, he needed stronger damage skills. He used refinement and the system window explained about Super Flaming Missile rank A. He could summon 3 flaming missiles to attack the enemy. Each missile does 110% magic damage. It costs 72 mana and has 5 seconds cooldown. He decided to try out the skill. Now his speed had increased and he even had a new skill. He was confident that those monsters wouldn't be able to touch him anymore. The system window popped out. It was from Barefaced Sujin. She was inviting him to join the Misty Rain Guild. Yue accepted it. Now that he had joined the guild and settled his equipment and skills, it was time for him to continue with the missions. A few moments later, a zombie was hit with the Super Flaming Missile. It was burnt. Turns out these two had started farming monsters. Yen was impressed by how he had killed the flame zombie with just 1 shot. He complimented her back, saying that her situational awareness and mechanics were really good and her grasp of skill timing was decent, too. He also mentioned her mythic grade equipment with great attributes. Yen shared that they were all given to her by her sister, saying that it would all suit a taboo mage. Deep inside, Yue was envious of how rich they were. Yen inquired if Yue kept his equipment invisible. Also, she noticed that his attack power was high. It made her curious if he also had mythic grade equipment. Yue replied that it had nothing to do with equipment. He just had a mythic ranked class. Yen couldn't believe it since there are always revelations when mythic ranked hunters awaken. However, there were no revelations on the awakening day that year, so there were no mythic ranked classes appearing for that year. Yue replied that it was okay if she didn't believe him. Deep inside, he knew that the reason was because he didn't obtain his class by awakening. They finished collecting the fire and ice element corpse cores. The mission would be over once they finished farming the hypertoxic zombies. Yen agreed that it was time to go to the hypertoxic layer. Now, the system window showed their progress. Currently, they had over 100 for fire and ice element corpse cores and 0 for poison element corpse core. An announcement from Misty Rain Guild appeared. Everyone was advised to gather in the zombie city within 10 minutes and the absentees would be kicked out of the guild. Yen wondered what crappy plan Chinjun had. He never explained anything and just threatened everyone. Yui asked who Chinjun was since this person was really imposing. Yen explained that Chinjun is Lin Hai City's branch head of Misty Rain Guild. Chen's father, Yan's uncle, is the Su family's director. Su Chen and Chinjun are sworn friends. Chinjun's position was given to him by Yan's uncle. Yue suggested going to the meetup location first because of the guild event. In another setting, a zombie roared loudly. Several people attacked it all at once, but they were all blown away. Aside from the large zombie, humans were also fighting against each other. Someone called out to Liu Yao and told him that they, the Misty Rain Guild, had discovered the boss first, and yet they were trying to steal it from them midway through. It was despicable. Liu Yao argued that strength is king in order to kill the pathetic Misty Rain Pavilion. This was back at it again. But then they were all interrupted as a magic circle appeared in the sky and it rained down fire. It caught Yao's attention. He was furious that someone was getting in his way. Yue appeared and asked Yao if he was trying to steal their guild's loot. 1 hour ago, a gigantic zombie was wreaking havoc. Several men shot arrows while others were defending, but they were all blasted away by this gigantic monster. The men informed their superior that without the taboo mage to control the boss, attacking it blindly was taking up too much stamina. One member replied that they had nothing to fear since Jin Yan would be there soon. For the meantime, their plan was to exhaust the monster as much as possible. Yue stepped forward. He and Yen caught the attention of many. They recognized her as the second daughter of the Su family, the iceberg beauty from the legends since she's extremely cold. They gossiped about her, especially about the news of her class restriction being broken recently. Then they noticed the man beside her, the one who helped her break her class restriction. They wondered how it was possible when the man looked like any other ordinary person. Yen blushed and told Yue not to mind their nonsense. She clarified that she isn't cold at all. Yue looked like he didn't care that much when he simply replied, "Okay." Yen blushed and deep inside she scolded herself for acting so unrefined. A member of the guild was relieved to see her, but his jaw dropped when he saw that Yen came together with a guy. Chen Jun and Yen scolded him for prying into her dating life. Yen replied that he wasn't doing that, but he was worried about her because the guy might be plotting something. Yen assured him that she was capable of differentiating right from wrong. Seeing as he called them there, she asked if there was a pressing issue. Jun reported that the monsters in Zombie City had respawned and a zombie king even appeared. Yen and Yue exchanged glances. Yen couldn't believe that a zombie king boss appeared in the zombie city where the chance of monsters respawning was low. She told Yue that if they defeated the zombie city's boss, the guild's prestige and overall strength would definitely improve. Yue then decided that they should go since they also had to complete the guild mission. Jun blocked Yue and told him that he didn't have to go. Yue asked why. Jun replied that it was because Yue was a beast tamer who just entered the guild suspiciously.